I spent over 100 hours researching every outfit that Taylor Swift ever wore on stage at the Eras Tour, and then I made a PowerPoint about it. Why? Because I noticed that this Glamour article missed every outfit. They didn't include the variations of Speak Now, Evermore, or even Folklore. And then I saw a Vogue article miss the variations of the Lover bodysuit. And finally, page 6 missed the variations of the Fearless dress. So I kind of just felt like I needed to make this video, so here we go. And honestly, if I missed one, Swifties that stay until the end, please let me know. But I'm like 99.9% certain I got everything. So let's get into it. This is it. There are over 90 slides in this presentation. This is every single Taylor Swift outfit at the Eras Tour. Let's go. So number one, we got, of course, the original Lover bodysuit. Now, this one is one you've seen all over the world. You've seen it in the advertisements for the movie. You've seen it all over TikTok for Cruel Summer and Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. She opens the show with it. So obviously we want to start the presentation with the original Lover bodysuit. Now, this is, again, you can recognize it now from the movie poster. Okay, so let's analyze the bodysuit. Okay, so it's designed by Versace. She's got the Christian Louboutin boots. These, every time you see her Louboutin boots, they are custom. You can't get the exact same ones. Mostly because Louboutin doesn't do Swarovski crystal in knee-high boots. It's just not something that they offer to the public. Now, we got pastel colors. That just means that they're softer and lighter. Now, the double layering tights is important because people always say that Taylor's legs look so good on stage. It's partly because of this strategy. So she's got the first layer that reflects the light. So it always just looks like light's just bouncing well off her legs. And number two is, the second layer, I should say, are the fishnets. Now, I want to mention also that there is no necklace in the original Lover bodysuit outfit, but not yet. You'll see later what happens. Estimated cost about $15,000. So let's go to the next one here. Now, look and see Las Vegas, she wears a necklace, whereas before the Las Vegas show, she wasn't wearing a necklace. So sometimes she has one on and sometimes she doesn't. Now, these are the colors for Lover. You can just see this is personally my favorite Taylor Swift album. On stage, she's upping the contrast a little bit. She's making just, the brighter colors brighter and the darker colors darker. But for the most part, it's obviously directly from the Lover color palette. So these are the variations of the bodysuit. Now, this is where it starts to get really exciting. So on the left here, we got the tassel purple bodysuit. Now, this is important because the other bodysuits do not have tassel, whereas the purple one does. And throughout the show, Taylor is including fringe. Like, fringe becomes a theme throughout the rest of the show. So it's interesting when she starts off the show already with fringe. Now, the middle one, we have the teal and gold. And on the right, we have the pink bodysuit that she started showing off in Argentina, Buenos Aires. So yeah, I bet you probably remember that, actually. And now we've got the big data. Okay, so there was like an absolute hero on Reddit that has gathered data across the different outfits of the Eras Tour, and this is just too cool not to include. So you can see that Taylor is actually, more often than not right now, going with the pink. Now, I do want to say that I believe this pink is referring to the original bodysuit and not to be confused with that red, which is sort of like the Buenos Aires one. So most of the time, almost 50% of the time, she's doing the pink, and then a little bit less often she does the blue, and you can see for yourself on the rest of them. Now, something that is just amazing about the Eras Tour, and she's done this in the past too, but just how everything is included with the actual fashion of it. The mic, the guitar, everything. So I included this. You can see on the bottom of the mic stand, it says Lover on it. It's just really cool. Okay, now this is interesting. So across TikTok, YouTube, people are actually doing fan-made edits of her bodysuit. So I wanted to warn you that beware of these edits. This bodysuit has never existed. Although it looks amazing, it is not real. Okay, now the man. Let's talk about how she transitions into the man. Of course, the blazer. Now, the blazer is made by Versace, and these are the different variations of the blazer. Pretty much nobody else out there on any website or any video has mentioned the dark blue one, or I should say purple one, and the magenta one. It's mostly just the black and silver, so I wanted to make sure I included those as well. So, goodbye, Lover, and off to the next one. So, I wanted to mention Joseph Castle as well, who has been styling Taylor for over 10 years, which is just, we have him to thank for a lot of her amazing outfits. Now, let's get into Fearless. So, designed by Robert Cavalli. So, I said it's a nod to the Fearless era because I'll show you later how her original Fearless dress was similar, but just different enough where it's like a callback to it. You'll see. So, this allows her to move freely. Like, this dress is not restricting for her. Now, look at these boots. This is something that's interesting about this set. The boots are going to stay on, and you'll see it in the next set. Now, there's this fringe theme throughout Fearless that really just begins. Like, this is when the fringe officially begins. Sometimes with the tassel bodysuit for a lover it starts, but no, not in this case. Estimated cost $12,500. This is what I compiled some of these photos from TaylorSwiftStyle.com. I imagine you guys have seen it. She does amazing work on that website. She is just on it. But yes, you can see how the boots don't match always. Now, there is a silver variation of the Fearless dress. And we're going to see that after the color. So you can see how beautiful the colors blended. You can actually get a teaser of this dress on the right here. You can see how she has these like long fringe coming in. Now watch this. This is the throwback of that fringe. Okay, this is when she was first performing Fearless, and you can see it's similar. Like, look, it's similar, but not too different. I think this is more of a callback to this one rather than the longer fringe one. So these are the variations. So you've got the one on the left here, which is just this beautiful gradient. And then the one on the right is all silver. I want you to know that these fringes, these long fringes, make this variation actually significantly more expensive. It yet blends in with the boots, which is really cool. But they are Swarovski crystal that is inside these fringes. So that's what's going to drive up the cost significantly. Like I said, it's hand applied, which is really cool. We've got fringe being the one on the bottom left is the one you're going to see more often. And I think you can imagine that too. When you picture Fearless, she's usually wearing the one on the bottom left. But it's a close bet. It's only 51% different. Silver being the one on the right and gold being the one on the top left. I wanted to include this picture as a goodbye to Fearless. She is just amazing by performing in a rainstorm. She just won't cancel a show for her fans. I mean, it's just amazing. So anyway, hello Evermore set. Let's get into it. So the classic Evermore is orange. It's ruffled, and it's got this nice tie in the front. It's designed by Etro. There are some dresses where I can get a lot of information on and some that I can't. I included as much as I possibly could. The cape. Now the cape goes on for Willow. When she performs Willow, she puts on the cape. Super memorable. Now, this was this crisis that people just made up, which was absolutely ridiculous that Taylor has to deal with this crap. But there were these pregnancy rumors for Taylor, and that's why she had this dress altered, because the one on the right cuts the waistline a little bit. But I just can't imagine what it's like for her to have to deal with that. I mean, that's just gotta suck. Now let's look into the colors. So again, I'll always have the album photo on the left and the most common dress that she wears on the right. So we got the variations of Evermore, only two, and the one on the left I feel like I've seen more often than what you're going to see. You know, they say it's only 12%. Surprising, but anyway, yeah, the orange is very classic Evermore. So, and then it's Goodbye Evermore, and you'll see that some sets are going to go faster than others. I tried my very best to leave no stone unturned, so you'll see it gets better and better. Are you ready for it? So Reputation, let's go. The bodysuit is going to be her only variation for Reputation. It stands alone. Now it's designed by Robert Cavalli, one-legged with a black sheer sleeve. So yeah, you can see through the sleeve a little bit. And it's embellished with ruby, red, black, and diamond beads. So these are not crystals, but beads rather. And it's got this snake kind of running through it, and black ankle boots. Estimated cost $10,000. So, like I said, no variations. It was making me think about Taylor's version, right? When Taylor's version of Reputation comes out, I almost feel like she's going to include more variations for the bodysuit. Maybe even add a hood, although I doubt it, because I feel like losing the hood has kind of been this metaphor of like her not wanting to hide anymore. Although she didn't want to hide during Reputation, I want to say that, but it's more just like she's won at this point, it feels like. You know what I mean? This is kind of a victory lap for her. So I doubt the hood comes back, but I would be here for it. These are the colors. Yeah, these were obviously an easy color palette because it's pretty simple. I just love these slides because it's just, it shows you just how in-depth everything is. Like how everything has this beautiful color scheme. I love it. So this is the throwback to the case, to the hood. I wanted to include it because just look at how far she's come. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, I named it Small Data because it's not a lot of data. Okay, well, goodbye Reputation. So Speak Now. Speak Now this was crazy, okay, because there are a lot of variations, and you'll see. So designed by Zuhair Murad. It was crafted for over 350 hours. It's got crystals in it. It's 50 meters of tulle fabric, and if you don't know about tulle fabric, it's really luxurious fabric. It's what they put in wedding gowns, and for that reason, with the 350 hours embellished with crystals, estimated cost $25,000. Now we've got the purple gown. So designed by Nicole and Felicia, it's got 500 yards of custom-made glitter, which is a lot. I mean, compared to 50 meters, 500 yards means significantly more. So it's something to think about, just how large this gown is, how far it goes out. It's pretty beautiful. When I think of this gown, I definitely think of her singing Enchanted, because Enchanted is the only Speak Now song that she puts in the Era Store. So obviously that's why my mind goes there. But yeah, 3,000 crystals done by hand, obviously. So for that reason, it's $27,000 estimated cost. Now, the Flora Applique gown, something to note is how these Speak Now dresses are designed by different people. Usually one person is designing the set, but not in this case. So yeah, designed by Ali Saab. It's a fitted waist. You can see that for Speak Now, it's a much tighter dress around the body. And you can actually see this dress and get it in the fall 2022-2023 Couture collection. So it's custom in a way, but not really, because you actually can get your hands on it. Estimated cost $15,000. This blue gown, I wanted to show also a side-by-side of the dress on a mannequin, just to show you the scale of this dress. It's just out of this world. Now, this was also designed by Nicole and Felicia, but it's the final night of the US leg that she wore this in LA. And why that's so important is because it's also the announcement of Taylor's version. Like, she saved this for that occasion, which made it all the more special. And compared to the 350 hours it took for the previous dresses, this one being 2,100 hours to complete. Out of this world. Estimated cost $15,000. It's probably higher, but yeah, it's probably more like $20,000. But yeah, and then we got the champagne gown, which is also designed by Nicole and Felicia, and you'll see that this is alluding to a previous gown that Swift has wore on the Speak Now tour, and it's got 200,000 hand sewn crystals. It's a lot. So this is cool. Nicole designed 2 gowns for Taylor previously for the I Bet You Think About Me music video. If you recognize it and why that music video is so important, is Blake Lively directed it. There's all sorts of other fun facts about it. But yeah, I'll show you those dresses now. Here we go on the left, the red, the right, the beautiful wedding dress. So, you know, Nicole and Taylor have such a great relationship working together on obviously previous videos, outfits. So this was kind of like a seamless transition for the Eras tour. The white and silver gown, designed by Ali Saab. Again, also part of that couture collection, although this one is in 2022-2023. It's 2020. And she has worn Ali Saab previously, 2013 and 2015. So you could see Taylor's built these relationships over time with these designers who obviously take this as a huge opportunity for themselves, but also just it's wonderful to see her going to the same people. She's loyal. Yeah, I'm calling this huge data because it's not big anymore. This is 6 variations of these beautiful, beautiful dresses. Winning on top is the champagne dress, which makes sense. The one in the top right is the one that's the most common. And you know what I mean? Like, you feel like you see that more often than anything. But closely trailing it is the pink and the purple. So yeah, I couldn't, there was too many colors to do one color palette. So I did 2. And yeah, goodbye Speak Now. This is a lot of fun to do. I'm not gonna lie. I worked so hard on this, and it's so fun to do, share this with you guys. Okay, let's talk about red. So it's designed by Ashish. The whole set is designed by Ashish. Contains 0 crystals. You know, like, it is the one set that doesn't have any. And there are these 3 different options for the t-shirt. I shouldn't have said really differentiated colors. Not only differentiated, it's always red and black, but you can see later why I said that. So here are the variations. You can see a lot going on at the moment. We are never getting back together like ever. And who's Taylor Swift anyway? You. So yeah, these are the 3 variations of the shirt. It's only these 3. And when she takes the shirt off, she is wearing the romper, which is also designed by a she. So like I said, the whole set is designed by him. Yeah, this is like part of the seamless transitions that she has in the, I believe, 19 outfit changes, is that it's just easy for her to just take the shirt off and have the romper underneath. So, but definitely not my favorite transition. You'll see later what my favorite one is. Now, the gradient of the red and black, look at that. It's perfection. They did a phenomenal job. I think my favorite outfit is going to be in the 1999, but this is close second. The All Too Well coat. I mean, just, it is so vibrant. It just jumps out. And yeah, there wasn't much information I could find on the coat, to be honest with you, but obviously I'm going to include it. Like, I'm going to include everything. 22 hat. So yeah, even the hat I'm going to include, because this is the one thing. Now, I mentioned you could buy those couture gowns, but those are going to be more than $10,000. So the hat is a little bit more doable, but buying the 22 hat kind of feels a little sacrilegious in some ways, because it's like, kind of feel like it's a special tradition to get it at the concert. So, and it's handmade. So yeah, that's cool. This is the shirt data. It's actually a lot going on at the moment that is the most common, which probably isn't surprising to you, because I feel like on TikTok, at least, I see that one more than anything. Now, the loafers. Today, I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but today, she was at the Chiefs game wearing Prada loafers that were very, very similar. And these are the colors of red. And I just had to... Guys, I had to include this photo, because this outfit is my favorite Taylor Swift outfit of all time. All time. And obviously it's a callback to the previous red, so I could not include it. And now we got Folklore. So usually I don't include on the title screen for the set a group photo, but this one just really came at me. It's extremely powerful. So we got the muted purple dress designed by Alberta Ferretti. Got a lot of flutters and ruffles, and it was made from a fabric that is transparent, but believe it or not, there are crystals in there, and it's got a lot of lace. This definitely seems like a more affordable dress that you can take inspiration from. So I want to tell you guys, for Folklore, there were so many dresses that I looked for hours and hours of information on, and I could not find it. But I did include all the photos of it. So we've got the cream dress, and I prepared 2 really high resolution photos so you can get a good look at it. Except for this, except for this one. I don't know why I didn't, but this, yeah, it was hard to find the pink one actually. And now with the green dress. The green dress I feel like is, when it comes to mind, it feels like the most common. And then the blue 1989 dress, which I believe, and I'm not 100% certain, but she wore it for the 1989 TV announcement in LA for the final night of the US leg. So this is the data. And I was wrong. I remembered it as green being the most popular, but because it still feels like, I don't know if it feels like that for you guys, but green definitely feels like the most common to me, whereas cream, she's just always in green in my head for Folklore. I don't know why. Anyway, because there were so many different colors, I pulled up someone else's color palette for that did some research on this previously. So yeah, it's beautiful. And goodbye. This is unreal, the set design. Like, when I was watching the movie, Folklore is the one that really made me just go like, I don't know, because it's just not expected. Like, you don't expect, you think that the calmer album is just going to be like more subtle on stage, and it is, but doesn't take away from the extreme attention to detail and depth that the set has for Folklore. Now, my name is Taylor and I was born in 1989. Why did I call it that? Well, because I think it's pretty amazing how Taylor could say those words and it really means something. How many people can say their name and then when they were born and have it have a profound impact? It's just pretty cool that she's made that phrase such a big deal. Now, yeah, people talk about how this is the second most iconic look of the Eras Tour. That's like a common consensus. Designed by Robert Cavalli, and she's got the matching Louis Vuitton booties. And these are cool because more often than not, Taylor is in the knee-high Louboutins, but for 1989 she doesn't, which is cool. She changes it up. And the two-piece set is a callback to the previous 1989 World Tour. As you can see, also a two-piece. Very different, but also a two-piece. And she didn't want to change that up. It was just too classic. Now, these are the different variations. The one on the right I had to include because that's when she's getting mad at the security guard for she didn't do anything wrong, and it's during Bad Blood, and it's just like I had to include that. The one on the left I think is Taylor's best look of 1989. I think a lot of people would say the blue, but I don't know. She just looks really good in green, I think. She looks good in any color, but yeah, you know what I mean. And then the magenta one, of course, in the middle. I included this photo because rarely do I find a shot of the actual dress on the mannequin or whatever set it is. But this just shows you the depth, the attention to detail. Just look at it and just like enjoy the design. It's out of this world, really. And this is the big data. So you can see a pretty amazing balance with this one. The only one that's not getting that much attention is the blue. And I just think that a lot of that is kind of saving again for that Taylor's version. You know, there's just not that much blue because we were waiting for that big announcement, right? And that's what made it more special. So that's my theory behind it. Anyway, I would love to see her more in green. I want to see green being the most popular color here. Like hopefully for the 2024 tour, we'll see more green. Because these are so special, because there's so many variations, I want to include them all for you on one slide so you can enjoy that. Okay, now I say this is why, because on the 1989 World Tour, it was completely different colors. Like, it's pretty amazing how she's just throughout that color palette almost entirely for the Eras Tour. So awesome that we got to see so many vibrant colors for 1989 because we didn't get that before. Now, goodbye 1989. Look at how happy she is, like announcing this. That's what I want for everyone watching this. Like, just one, at least one moment of just profound happiness like that. Now, do you notice something in this photo? So this dress that she's wearing is right over the 1989 two-piece, and it always matches. So look at the acoustic set. The acoustic set always takes place right after 1989. It's about 2.5 hours into the show, and you can see the blue goes with blue, magenta goes with magenta. Pretty amazing. Now this, I would love to know why she decided on yellow with the orange. I mean, like, why she wouldn't want to double up on orange. I think it's because Evermore was orange, and she didn't want to do that. So that kind of makes sense. But she probably really wanted to have orange for 1989, and then felt like, okay, what goes with orange? And then she went with yellow. So yeah, I said yellow is interesting for that reason. Midnights become my afternoons. This is my favorite line in all of Midnights, so I had to call the slide that because it's fun to share your favorite lyrics. And you guys should do that too in the comments. Like, I want to know what your guys' favorite lyrics are. I know it's impossible to choose, so choose like your favorite lyric from one album. Maybe that's more possible. So we've got the Midnights shirt dress. Now, I've included both the jacket and the shirt that she wears just for Antihero because I think it's really amazing how she's shedding these layers as the show goes on. Like, she's got the jacket on for Lavender Haze, she's got just the shirt for Antihero, and then, of course, the bodysuit comes out. And you can see a little glimpse of the bodysuit there. And because of all of this being in one, estimated cost $30,000. Now, I want to give you a closer look from Taylor Swift's style. Again, she does amazing work. And take a look at those boots. So the boots are special because they're not the silver ones. They're not the other ones that you see earlier in the show. They are unique to Midnights. They have the same color. They almost look like the midnight sky, which is the whole point, I assume, right? Now, these are all the variations, all in one slide for you, of the shirt, dress, and the jacket. Now, the navy Midnights are designed by a different designer. And you'll see just the depth of work that went into this is out of this world. 5,300 crystals, 315 hours of construction, and then you can see those beads and fringe that go over her legs. Look at this. Look at that photo. It is people's jobs to design these amazing works of art that then Taylor wears. That whole process is just beautiful to me. Like, and I assume by now, if you're still watching, that it's beautiful to you as well. Now, the purple bodysuit is designed by Zuhair Murad. Like I said, the bodysuits are designed by different people. This time, 20,000 crystals. It's got the matching garter, which is really cool. And 358 hours of handwork. But yeah, when I think of this bodysuit, I think this is the one, from what I remember, I think this is going to be the most common one that she wears. Because the next one is going to be the ones with the cutouts that I think we definitely see less, but I'm sure you recognize it. And just as I kind of remembered, the cutout is only used 10% of the time. And we got a kind of an even split between the navy blue and also that Midnight's purple. So 47, 42 being the Midnight purple being the 42. Now for Karma, she puts on a special jacket for Karma, as you know. Now Reddit seems to think that the hot pink doesn't work. I feel like she can kind of pull off whatever, but yeah, I think the one all the way on the left is like the classic. Is the one where you think of Karma, you think of that whole fit. I hope that Taylor isn't reading Reddit and other forums thinking that the pink doesn't work, and that's why she's not wearing it as much, because I hope she wears it more in 2024. But yeah, as you can see, that's what she does the least amount of time, besides wearing no jacket at all, which she does do very infrequently. But yeah, the winners for this are the magenta, the multicolor that you see on the bottom right, and the blue. That is a kind of the classic that I literally thought was going to be the most common. I'm surprised by this magenta being the most popular, because when I think Karma, I think blue. And this is a closer look into the boots, because they're just special for this set. Like, it's just for this one. So it's really cool that they don't carry over. This is a look of all the outfits, not every single one, not the variations, but including Blessed Swifty's little collage here, because it's beautiful. And that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. It was absolutely wild to go through with you, all of these beautiful, beautiful outfits. And tell me in the comments what kind of deep dive you want me to do next. This was a total pleasure, and I'll see you in the next one.